Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about my health, what I've been going through over the last almost a year. I think we're hitting about 41 weeks, and what I'm doing to bounce back, basically. So I don't know if you guys, the sun is coming in and it's coming in like, if I move this, it's bright, really bright. I don't know if I can, maybe I can push this down a little further. Oh, here we go. There we go. There we go. I have the window right in front of me. So I'm going to talk to you about my health, what has been going on with me, the steps I took to reverse whatever it is that I had, and my continuation on my journey. So I want to say beginning of 2018, end of 2017, I had gained quite a bit of weight. I'm 5'3", and when I gain weight on my short self, it is very noticeable. And it was just a mixture of not being happy, not being in a good relationship, a lot of self-hate, I guess you could say, and it wasn't good overall. So I started working out, losing weight. I had lost weight by May of 2018. I'd lost 30 pounds. So all was good in the world. My health was, at its best. I had like, my body was transforming like no other, and I was so impressed with myself because I never had abs before, and or defined abs, I should say, because everyone has abs. Some are defined, some aren't. So I never had defined abs before, and they were starting to be more defined, and I was shedding weight. I was going to the gym. I was eating healthy, all that great stuff. Then May 2018, I was at my lowest weight of like 169, and I was like thrilled. And I wanted to keep going, and then I hit a truck stop. Like my whole body hit a wall. My grandmother passed away, and I just completely lost care of myself and anything involving my health because I was so distraught. So then it took a while to gain that back, I have to admit, but I gained everything back and more. I met my beloved in August of 2018, and when you're in a new relationship, you eat, you're comfortable, whatever. So I started gaining the weight back that I had lost, the 30 pounds that I had lost, and I gained more in quarantine of 2020 because when you're at home, you're not moving, that kind of stuff. So I was falling into a really bad depression and a really bad mindset. I was in a really bad spot last year. So fast forward to May of 2020, I got onto the scale. It was not like I was planning it, but I happened to walk by a scale in my mom's room. I went on it, and it read 205 pounds, which was more than I had ever weighed in my entire life. And at 5'3", it's very noticeable, and I was feeling like garbage even before I checked my weight. And I was so surprised. I had gained all my 30 pounds back that I had lost, and then some. So it was a mind blown situation for me where I knew I had to get out of whatever it is I was in because it was starting to affect my health. At the same time, in May of last year, my boyfriend lost his first grandmother. We went through a lot of turmoil with that, and that scared me into taking care of my health, just because with COVID being around and watching loved ones in your family go into a hospital and you cannot be with them is so tough. Also, the last week of April, my dad had gone into the hospital last year, and things were just like snowballing. First it was my dad, then it was his grandmother. Then, as time went on, his dad had a heart attack, and then his other grandmother passed away, and it was all in a matter of 6 months of 2020. The last end of 2020. So I knew I had to do something about my health. This was not good for me, for my future, for taking care of my own well-being. And I was noticing that I was gaining fluid in my legs, which was very unusual for me because I never really thought that that could happen unless you were pregnant and you were just retaining fluid from being pregnant. And I knew I wasn't pregnant, so I was getting a little bit scared at the retention of fluid that was going on in my legs. So I right away, it was like end of May, I started trying diet pills, which was not a good thing to do. I tried everything from, you know, all those diet pills that they say you can use to burn extra fat and all that. It's basically like you're burning extra carbs up to, you know, shed the fat and all that. But the problem was I was still kind of eating not so great. So then June came around and I was trying to figure out what I was going to do about my activity because I wanted to start working out, can't go to the gym, have to do it at home, didn't know where I could work out in my home because all the rooms were being taken up. And then my brother decides to move out in June, which was amazing because then I was able to take over his spare bedroom, which is this room that you see right here, as my gym and my office. So then I took over in July and I started my at-home workouts with my iPad, and I bought a mirror. See that mirror over there? I bought that mirror so I can see myself in the mirror when I'm doing workouts and all that. And I started doing at-home workouts on YouTube, and I would do a workout every day, a minimum of 30 minutes of activity every day. I wear my Fitbit to track all of my calorie burnage and my active minutes and all that kind of great stuff. It gave me the motivation to better myself. I hadn't gone to the doctor at this point, and I kind of wanted to see if by shedding the weight, the fluid in my legs would go away, thinking that I'm retaining salts or something that is creating the fluid. So July goes by, August goes by, and I find that the fluid is still not, like, I was losing weight. It took me, I want to say, like a month and a half of solid working out to notice a break in my weight. So first, when I started off, it took a good almost 2 months to see a drop in my weight. But I was noticing it even without the scale telling me. My body was changing because I was noticing things were fitting me better. I wasn't as bloated. I wasn't as puffy. You know what I mean? Like when you eat too much garbage and, you know, you can tell in your body and in your face and in your skin when you're not doing yourself any good. So about a month and a half, close to 2, I was starting to notice a drop, but it wasn't as, not fast, but it wasn't as much as I wished because I was dedicating myself every day, 30 minutes a day, working out, just to motivate my body to start shedding the weight. And with that, even though I was dropping slowly, it was a very slow process, and that's okay. Like in my mind, I knew that was okay, but I was still more concerned about the retention of fluid in my legs because it was squishy and I didn't know what it was. I was still able to be mobile and walk around, and it wasn't anything that was like strenuously emergency wise, but I knew I had to call my doctor to make an appointment, and I did. So we had our first appointment in September of 2020, and she sent me for blood work to see what was going on. Actually, that was late August. So like last week of August, she sent me for some blood work to see what was going on. And then I would follow up with her second week of September. So I got my blood work back, went to go back to see her 2 weeks later. And lo and behold, there was good and bad news. So the great news was that my thyroid was fine. My cholesterol was fine. My sugar was fine, thank God, because my family does have diabetes in the family. But she told me that my liver enzymes were high. And when I asked her how high, she said anything like 36 points and below is normal for your liver enzymes to be at. But right now you're sitting at 46 points. And that's 10 points higher than what your average should be. So, I mean, it's not a huge jump because I know people that have had their liver enzymes be at 70 points, which is really bad. But, you know, having it being 10 points higher, it triggered my doctor to say, you know what, this could be this could be a case of fatty liver disease. If you don't know what fatty liver disease is, go and research it amongst yourselves. There are 2 different kinds. There's the alcoholic fatty liver disease and the non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. And I'm not a drinker, so I know that it's not from alcohol because I don't drink alcohol. The only time I'd ever drink alcohol is if it's like New Year's, I'll have a glass of champagne or like a mixed drink, or if I go away on vacation. But aside from that, I don't drink on a regular basis. I don't even have a glass of wine with dinner. Like I'm just not like that. So we went in for an ultrasound to see if they can see anything on my liver that might pose any alarm. Usually what they like to do is do like a CT scan, but because with COVID, things are backed up for MRIs and CT scans, your next best bet is an ultrasound. So I went for my ultrasound. Ultrasound came back, and it turns out that I was diagnosed with a mild case of fatty liver disease. And it's the non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. It was a mild case, but nonetheless, it still was the disease. And they said that it is curable to the point that you have to put in the work to cure it yourself. There's no pill that you can take to make it go away. So for me, I mean, there are worse things out there that can be diagnosed, and my friends, I totally get it, because my friends have been diagnosed with much worse. But for me, that was a hard hit in the gut to learn that about myself and to process that information and, come to acceptance of that information and take that information and turn it into a positive. So in order to reverse it, what we had to do is, what I had to do was change my lifestyle completely, which I had already been on the road to doing, by exercising regularly, eating a way better diet, more whole foods, less processed junk, and continuing on that road, and it can get reversed. So I also had some cysts on my liver as well that they were a bit concerned about, but they don't normally test them or biopsy them unless they check them once more a few months down the road to see if they've gone down. And then if they've gone down, then they don't need to test them. So there was that as well. So I had a couple things that were kind of on the alarm, and after, I never really thought of my liver as a main organ that I would need or I would die. Everybody thinks that, your heart, your lungs, or your brain is the main three organs that you need to be functioning or you would die. But I had done stupendous amount of research, and your liver is one of your top main organs in order to survive. Like, I could not believe the amount of work that your liver does, even when you're sleeping. Your liver is working 24/7, detoxifying your body, trying to get rid of all the crap, all the toxins that you intake, whether you're breathing them in, putting them on as lotions, ingesting them as food, whatever. Your liver is super, super important. So after doing a whole bunch of research, I bought some books on Audible. I listened to a whole bunch of stuff and, soaking up all this knowledge to better educate myself and learn how to take care of myself. I was continuing on my workout routines. I never stopped working out, not once. I always did a minimum 3 to 4 days a week, sometimes more if I felt the energy to. In the beginning, it was really tough. I always started with 3 days a week because my energy levels were really shitty. As I was building stamina and better at it, I would start adding in an extra day of exercise, and I would bring it up to 4 days a week. Now, I'm currently sitting between 4 to 7 days a week of exercise. So sometimes I don't even take a break, and I will exercise every day. However, there are those weeks where, sometimes your body just needs a break. So you take that one day off and you recharge. But I have not stopped, and I had changed my whole entire eating to very basic whole foods. I wouldn't cut out processed foods like entirely. Like, I'd have the odd processed food, like a piece of bread or maybe some oatmeal or cereal, just to kind of, balance my carbs a bit, because I had cut out carbs quite a bit. My doctor had asked me to try to cut out carbs as much as you can in the beginning to bring your weight down, and then, include your carbs where you need to and go from there. So I still do eat carbs. I eat a little bit of everything, on a regular basis in moderation. I have my ice cream once a week or, once every couple weeks. I don't eat a lot of chips anymore. If I want something crunchy like chips, I'll make popcorn. So like little changes to your everyday life is what I did for myself. And I also included some supplements. Even though they say supplements, like there's no magical pill to fix anything. I feel like you can't just depend on supplements, and you can't just depend on one thing to reverse anything that you may have. It's a combination of everything. So I did my exercise daily, I did my eating better on a daily basis, and I included supplements. And the supplements I'm going to show you right now, and then I will tell you the end result. So what I did start out with is in the mornings, I would start out with my Flora organic wheatgrass tablets. Wheatgrass tablets, I don't like taking wheatgrass shots. I've taken them in the past and I don't like the taste, so I prefer the tablets. These are a source of antioxidants for maintenance of overall good health. Flora is a great brand. My sister-in-law recommended Flora to me back in November is when I started these. And it took about a month to 2 months, and I noticed a huge change in my overall health well-being when I was starting to take these. You can take any type of antioxidant supplement. Spirulina is also a great substitute for wheatgrass if wheatgrass there's a shortage, because I know right now there's a shortage of wheatgrass, so spirulina is your next best antioxidant supplement. So I take 2 to 4 tablets a day depending on what I know I'm going to eat that day. If I'm going to be eating a lot of veggies, if I'm not going to have time to eat a lot of veggies or at all, I will boost my intake to 4 supplements to boost that extra antioxidant. So these I take in the morning. You can take them at night, it's totally up to you, but they always say to take them before you eat any food. So that's what I like to do, is take them in the morning first thing before I eat anything. And that is my morning. Now, throughout the day, depending on what I've eaten, whether it's high in carbs or, whatever, I like to, either before I eat my meal or after I eat my meal, I will go in with some apple cider vinegar. And again, I don't like taking apple cider vinegar out of a tablespoon because the taste is disgusting. So I will go in with the supplements. These ones are by Weber Naturals. They're 240 capsules. They're 500 milligrams each. So I take 2 supplements. Usually after a meal that maybe I known that it was a little bit more of a high carb meal, whether it was pasta, lasagna, or like something fried, I'll always take 2 of these after, just to help with my digestion and process through my my intestines. Apple cider vinegar is a very great ingredient to take for overall health. If you do your research on apple cider vinegar, you will know what I'm talking about. There are so many health benefits to wheatgrass and apple cider vinegar, so definitely look into that if you're interested. But remember, any supplements I'm showing you today, I've talked to with my doctor, and my doctor is aware that I take them, and they're totally fine with it. So if you are looking to take supplements, or you wanting to start supplements, what I suggest you do is you talk to your doctor first, and you make sure that you clear it with them before you start any supplement at all. Okay, so then, throughout the day, if, I like to try and eat my bigger meal around lunchtime, or I'll have dinner at an earlier time. So if I know I'm going to have something heavy for dinner like pasta, I'll try and eat it between 4 and 5 o'clock. That way I'm not eating late at like 7 or 8 kind of thing. Once I have my heaviest meal, I will go in, I will, digest a little bit. And then what I like to do, and this is not even for my liver per se, but just for my overall like joints and whatnot, I will use the turmeric and ginger with black pepper gummies. And these are just mainly for my overall anti-inflammatory position of supplements. These are great for anti-inflammatory purposes, and turmeric works better when you pair it with black pepper, and that's what these are, black pepper and turmeric. I got these on Amazon actually. They are by far my favorite of all the ones that I've tried, and they're tropical flavored, and they are nut-free, soy-free, no artificial colors, gluten-free, egg-free, milk-free, suitable for vegetarians. I love these for the anti-inflammatory aspect because I do have a little bit of knee pain from, I don't know if it's my arthritis or just my knees are wearing out over the years. I was a big advocate of treadmills when I would go to the gym. So my knees, I think, wore out with the treadmill a lot of the time. And now they're not as strong as they used to be, my knees. So I find that the turmeric helps with anti-inflammatory for just muscle and joint pain in that aspect. So I do take these from time to time as well, not every day, but if I'm feeling a little bit, achy with the muscles or the joints, these are really helpful for that instead of having to take like an Advil, you know what I mean? But these are like an optional thing for me, and I don't take them every day. And then finally, at nighttime before bed, I would take milk thistle. There's milk thistle, if you know, or in case you don't know. Milk thistle is amazing to heal the liver. Milk thistle, dandelion root, beet extract, those kind of things are really amazing to help the liver. So I was taking milk thistle at night before bed. It's because they say that your liver detoxifies and rejuvenates at night when you're sleeping. So the best time to take something to help your liver is at night before you go to bed, because that's when you start your detoxification process. So I was taking milk thistle. I don't have any more milk thistle because I don't need milk thistle anymore. Spoiler alert. But there is a supplement that works well with the liver in the aspect of detoxification. This is the alpha lipoic acid 600. This is a amazing supplement to take if you are trying to help burn carbs in your body. So let's say you had a big plate of pasta, and that's going to be a lot of damage to your liver because your liver has to work in overtime to process all that pasta that you ate. The alpha lipoic acid is helpful to break down the carbs to help your liver process them a lot easier. So instead, now the milk thistle, because now I no longer need the milk thistle, I now take one of these a night, and it helps me process my carbs that I ate for the day, so that I can detoxify my body. And the next morning I take a big poop and I'm good to go. It's not like a detoxification where like you're running to the bathroom. It's nothing like that. This is just a supplement to help your organ, being the liver, move along detoxifying a lot easier than how hard it would have to work to break down the pasta on its own. So these are what I take at night, and I take one a night. And again, my doctor knows, so make sure that if you're interested in these, you talk to your doctor before you start taking them. So those are the supplements that I'm on right now that I choose to take myself for overall good health. They're all herbal supplements. They're nothing like it's not medicine, it's herbs, it's natural supplements. The lipoic acid, let's see here, what does it say? So it's a highly stable lipoic acid. There is vitamin B1 and biotin in this, and there's also, oh no, that's it. B1 and biotin, and then the alpha lipoic acid. And I only take one capsule, so these are fantastic. It's like taking a multivitamin type of idea. You know what I mean? If you can't get you can get lipoic acid out of your regular whole foods, but I find that the whole foods that I eat, the really leafy greens and the super red and the orange and the yellow fruits and vegetables, I just find that I don't get enough in me to help with my liver issue. And the whole point of me doing this is to ensure that my liver issue is reversed and I can maintain. So, and that's what I have been doing. So I have been taking these since November of 2020. In April, I went to get my blood work done, and was it April? Yes, in early April, I went to get my blood work done. Went to the doctors to get my follow-up visits to check and make sure everything is good. And to see where I'm at with my liver enzymes, because my liver enzymes will tell me if I've either corrected the issue or I'm still like in the midst of correcting the issue. And keep in mind, at this point, I have now dropped 20 pounds. I'm down 20 pounds, so I did continue to lose weight, and I still am continuing to lose weight, which is great. So now I have dropped 20 pounds. It's a lot of hard work, let me tell you, because I started in July of 2020, and as of April 2021, I'm down 20 pounds. So figure that math out. What is that, 7, 8 months? 9 months? I don't know, maybe 10 months, to drop a whole 20 pounds. And like I said, it's better to lose slowly than to lose too fast, because if you do lose weight too fast, then you're more capable of gaining it back faster. So just keep that in mind. So I went back to my doctor to get my results, and my results showed that now my liver issues have been reversed. When I asked her, the comparison of my levels last year, which were at 46, my levels now are at 16. which is amazing. So I dropped 30 points on my enzymes, which means now my liver is back to normal and is functioning back to normal. And I am super impressed with myself for all the hard work and dedication I put into reversing the issue myself, because at the end of the day, it was up to me to take it seriously and reverse it myself. There was no magical pill to just turn it all around. So I dropped 30 points, which was amazing. I was so happy with myself, and my doctor was thrilled. She said, yeah, everything you're doing is working, so keep doing it. So that's what I continue to do. I don't foresee myself ever stopping to be physically active. I'd like to always commit myself to being physically active at least 4 days a week at minimum, just to keep my mental health and my physical health at par. It's been a challenge with COVID, I will admit. When you don't have a gym, you have to kind of think outside the box on how to work out and really challenge yourself to be physically active, especially when you're at home and like after you finish work, all you want to do is sit on the couch or sit in bed and just relax. So I have to say, I'm pretty proud of myself dropping 20 pounds without a gym. I did it without a gym. There was no gym, did not go to a gym because of COVID. Everything's closed in Ontario, so we're shit out of luck there. I had to work out, I did a lot of HIIT videos in the winter. I never ran outside once in the winter time because I hate the winter. Excuse me. Oh, sorry, allergies. It's really sunny and the pollen and all that's coming out now. Oh, so yeah, I never once went running in the wintertime or walked in the wintertime for the mere fact of the matter. I hate snow, I hate the cold, I will not do it. So I did it inside. I did HIIT workouts, I did weights, I did the mixture of both, I changed it up every day, and that's what I did all winter long. It was freaking hard, let me tell you. Mentally, there were some days where I just didn't want to do it at all, and I still did it. And even now, like, I'm still working out 4 days a week at minimum, and sometimes I don't even want to do it, but I push myself to do it. So I have to say, I'm really proud at my progress right now, and I wanted to, show you guys and like just kind of talk about with you guys this topic, because I'm sure a lot of people have a lot of health concerns going on right now that they may not be able to address because of COVID, and they're either waiting for a CT scan or they're waiting for an MRI or they're waiting for surgery, and because of COVID, everything has been put on hold. So let me just say, I totally hear you guys all. I know what you mean, and it's very devastating to get news about your own body and you don't know if you're going to survive or not. I get that. I haven't been put, knock on wood, in that position to be mortally terrified to that aspect, as some of my other friends have. But when you get diagnosed with something yourself, no matter what it is, it really makes you think about how you've been treating yourself. Your body's a temple, and by shoving junk food in it all the time, every day, all day long, you don't give a shit about yourself and what you put in your body eventually will shut down. And that was a big eye-opener for me in regards to my liver, because it was basically showing me that I wasn't respecting my body for what it does and how it functions for me to survive. And that's what really opened my eyes, was that mere bottom line. So I continue on to do what I have been doing, and I don't plan on stopping. I've had my days where I take a rest day or I take a rest week, and that's normal. Like when you're working out all day, like when you're working out every day for a long period of time, your body needs a little bit of rest to kind of get back to the aspect of losing weight, because then you might plateau. So knock on wood, I have not plateaued yet. And I hope I don't, because I'm trying to challenge myself in different ways every day. But for the most part, it does take a lot of dedication and hard work from yourself. So you have to be in that right mindset in order for you to get there, if you guys know what I mean. If you're struggling with your weight, if you're struggling with any type of health issue, it's tough. I get it. It's tough. And I know where you guys are coming from. Leave me a comment down below if you are struggling with anything health related and you just are not sure what to do. But what I strongly suggest is, if you're trying to improve anything in your lifestyle whether it's eating better or exercising more, or, you know, getting in the right amount of greens a day. Look for options if you find that you're not able, like you're just not eating enough. Let's say you're just not hungry, so you're not eating enough. Like that's why like supplements are so great. Like the wheatgrass that I take is so great for that, because there's not every day that I will eat enough greens, and this will balance that out. So if you are interested in something like taking a supplement, talk to your doctor or even a naturopath, depending on what you are more comfortable with, and see if you are, you know, you're good to start something like a wheatgrass supplement or wheatgrass shots. I know they come in, the wheatgrass comes in liquid and you can drink it as a juice or part of a smoothie, which is amazing. For me, I don't prefer it that way just because the taste, it tastes really grassy. So for that reason, I like the supplement, and the supplement is just a small little round pill. It's green, it's compact with my antioxidants. I take it with water and I'm good for the day. I still eat my greens in the day. Like today I had a cabbage salad with some lean minced turkey, and a little bit of seasoning. And I put in the salad, I sprinkled a bit of cheese, and that was my dinner. So I still eat my greens throughout the day, even though I take the green supplement. So it's just kind of that booster of antioxidants for you on a daily basis. And to be honest, since I started taking the wheatgrass, my skin has looked fantastic. My hair has been growing like weeds. Like, I don't know if you guys can tell. Hold on. Look at how long my hair is. Like, look at how, okay. I had to trim this a few weeks ago, and it's back to where I had trimmed it up here. It's back to where it is. And my hair never grows fast. My hair never grows fast. So since I started my supplements, I have noticed a huge turnaround in the quality of my skin, my hair, even my nails. Like, don't look at these now because like I bite my nails, so this is kind of useless. But when I wear fake nails, my natural nail underneath grows super fast, and I constantly have to fill them in every 2 weeks. For those of you who don't know, I actually now do my own fake nails because I taught myself how to do it in lockdown. So I still have to do them, but I haven't had a chance to do them yet. But anyways, so I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, there are benefits to supplements. They're not your end all be all one type of solution, but they are good in combination with other things like exercising and eating better and all that great stuff. So if you have any comments or questions, leave them down below. I'd love to hear from you guys. I will try to post this up on Friday so that you guys can have something to watch. I'm really sorry that this has been a little bit of a longer video, so make sure that you slot yourself enough time for this, because I know I see the clock at the top of my camera, and it's flashing that it's 40 minutes long. We're gonna try and shorten that just a tiny bit, but yeah, so that has been my health journey so far. I'm still continuing on. I have not let that go. At the end of the day, it took me July, August, September, October, November, December, January, February, March, April. It took me 10 months to reverse my liver problem. So close to a year, basically, close to a year. But now that I know that my liver problem has been reversed, I still will not stop, because I don't want to get back to where I was before, because that was pretty bad. I will admit that was pretty bad. And that was just a mild case. And if you do your research on fatty liver disease, as it becomes more of a bigger issue, you will then have to get a liver transplant. And that is not always a for sure thing. So yeah, man, take care of your body, people. Take care of your body, because you only have one body. You need to take care of yourself, bottom line. So that was my story for today. I hope you guys, enjoyed my little story time, and I will talk to you guys in my next video. Bye, everyone.